Are you guys excited? Yeah? All right.
Oh.
Asante-san and here in Harambe, friends. We
Squash banana.
That means
Asante
let's go.
sana. I said squash banana.
I'm Jumbo, everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Ashley. I'm your safari guide today. How's everyone doing?
Woo!
Awesome. Is this anyone's first safari? All one of you.
First one in a while.
Welcome, my new friend. And welcome back, my old friends. It's my absolute pleasure to take you out onto the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. But just a few things before we make our way inside. Please make sure we remain safely seated throughout the entire safari.
As you can
Please
tell,
do
we're on
not
the
stand up at any
safari.
point, even if I am stopped. Believe it or not, I am actually driving, so don't do it. And if we have any little ones, please make sure they remain safely seated as well, right onto their bottoms, either on a lap or on a chair. Both are totally cool. Please do not hold them up into the air and do not pass them back and forth, and let them stand up on your laps because I can see every single one of you.
Yeah.
So I'll know. I'm always watching.
Always watching.
Always watching. Yeah. Now, if you have any loose articles you're planning on keeping, hold on to those nice and tight as well. It's my absolute duty to go over every single pothole I see. So if anything falls out, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to stop and get it for you. If it falls out, Hakuna Matata, raise your hand, I'll raise mine, and we can wave goodbye together. Sound good?
Yes.
All right. So Karabuni Harambe Rasabu Yawan Yama Wakari. That's what I'm from. Welcome to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now we've just made our way into the Little Ituri Forest, and right here looks like we're gonna have some friends crossing the path. These are the greater kudu. Greater kudu are one of the tallest antelope in Africa, getting 55 inches at their shoulder. These ones here are female, and you can tell because they don't have any horns. The horns on the males can get 6 feet long. On your right hand side, we'll get going in just a few. If you look, let's see if we can find anyone hanging around here, huh? It's a little quiet. Aren't these guys beautiful?
Oh, there's another one pressing.
Oh, she does. Now, if you look to your right hand side, you're going to see this like bamboo stack, and to the right of that bamboo stack there is an okapi. Now the okapi looks like it's related to the zebra. It's got some zebra pants on, but it's not. Its only living relative is the giraffe. They both have a similar skull structure, and they both have a prehensile finger-like tongue where the okapi's tongue can get 18 inches long. So it's really good at wrapping around branches and twigs and all the other vegetation right off. But just like the giraffe, they can clean their eyes and their ears by using their tongue. Isn't that awesome? So yummy, yeah. If you look above your head, you're going to see that animal spotting guide. Of course, I cannot promise we're going to see all those animals out here today, but I do think we're going to see a good amount. There's just different factors to take into consideration, like sleeping patterns, or migratory patterns, and even some climate change. But on your far left-hand side, this is an eastern black rhinoceros.
Back in the back.
They're going to weigh between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds. Their horns are made out of the same thing our fingernails and hair is made out of, and that is called keratin. Unfortunately, this beautiful rhino are critically endangered. There are less than 5,000 of them left. I don't know, 5,000 seems like a lot, but it really isn't a lot at all. There are way more of you here in Animal Kingdom alone than there are of a rhino. But these guys here that are, well, there's one of them crossing the road. It's one of my favorite guys.
Oh, here comes another one.
Bongo. I'm going to go ahead and pause right here for a moment.
Appreciate you, buddy. I really do.
Now, bongo, my friends, are nicknamed Ghost of the Forest because they are very rarely seen. So this is really cool. And fully grown, you can see the horns will complete one full spiral. And that is important because when they walk through brush and tree, it makes them silent. But the bongo, the kudu, and the okapi all have those white stripes on their bodies. It helps confuse predators.
Well, there was one back there laying down with the horns.
Filtering through the trees and trickling onto the forest floor. But we're leave that forest behind now. And we're going to make our way into the Safi River. Now, a lot of animals do like to hang around the water's edge. Water does attract life, and water does bring about life on its own. So
sorry, guys.
Let's see what we can find.
This time it's not my fault.
I promise you are not.
Now it looks like on the left, there's going to be some hippos scattered throughout the water. And I'm not
hippos.
going to talk about the hippo yet because on the left, on this island, these white and gray birds are the pink-backed pelican. And pink-backed pelican, they get their name because during mating season, their backs turn a beautiful shade of pink. Outstretched, the wingspan will go across 9 feet, and that's the same size as the width of the canopy right above your heads. But again, the hippopotamus are down below. A group of hippo is so fittingly named a bloat. And when they talk to each other is a form of communication called wheeze honking, which I think is really cute. Now, they have a top speed of 35 miles an hour. They can outrun any human on land. And again, I think they're cute, but they are the second most dangerous animal in Africa. That is because they are very territorial. But I couldn't
There's
have
one
had
underwater.
We love them anyway.
All the way underwater.
Just double check, friends. Make sure your little ones stay all the way seated for me. Now, as we keep looking down below, it looks like on your left, we're going to see a baby hippo.
Where?
Now, make sure we're seated, please. I do want to know it's a little hard to see.
Yep, right down there, baby.
Behind
They're taking a snooze. And it looks like we're also going to see some gorgeous Nile crocodile. Now, they are cold-blooded, so they're going to hang around nice and still for most of the day, conserving their energy and waiting to eat. They are opportunistic feeders, so they're going to eat any chance they can get. They can easily eat 150
There's the wild
pounds
trek up
in
there.
a single sitting. Just quite a lot. Are those crocodile there? I saw a few of them with their mouth open. Hakuma's out of there, not trying to be threatening. Their sweat glands are in their mouth. So when they have their mouth open, they're just trying to cool off. Those ones there as well. We're on the smaller side. Crocodile can get about 20 feet long. They can live around 40 years old and they have an incredibly strong jaw. But when they close their jaw, there is 2,000 pounds per square inch of pressure. And that's literally bone crushing. But after a while, crocodile, we're going to go ahead and make our way into the savannah. And hopefully there we're going to see some of Africa's most iconic animals like the elephants, the giraffe. We might even get lucky and spot some cheetah or even see some lion. But coming up on the left-hand side, I'm about to show you what I think is the best view in the entire reserve. Isn't it pretty? Let's go ahead and get a better look. Now here in the savannah, especially as nightfall begins to approach, these hoofstocked animals that live around here will clump together and what I like to call a super herd or a mega herd. And that is because there are power in numbers. They'll have eyes in all sorts of different directions looking out for predators. But speaking of predators, we have been pretty lucky lately. We've been seeing a lot of them hanging around here. And I think in a few moments we'll get to see some. Plus, if you look to your right-hand side, you'll notice there's a baby giraffe.
Yay. Y'all see the
She's
baby
laying
giraffe?
down right there, yeah. Isn't she cute? But on the left-hand side, those predators, right behind that cave, are the African wild dog. Now, African wild dog are also known as the painted dog because their fur looks like
laying
it's
down
been
there on the
painted
ground.
on. Their fur coloring is unique to the individual dog, except for their tails, which will remain the same color. They use it as a form of communication. They are one of the most successful predators with a 90% success rate, and they can get down to the bone under 2 minutes. On the left-hand side as well, you're going to see these sable antelope, and sable antelope are known for their orange sable color. The horns are shaped backwards so that if they are attacked from behind, they can protect themselves quite easily, and they are very resilient. They had to choose between a fight or flight response. They would always choose fight. They've been known to go head-to-head with animals like the lion or the cheetah. Nice and close to this giraffe on your left-hand side. But it looks like we're also going to be making our way through some termite mounds. And termites make these out of dirt, dung, and saliva. They're going to let them bake in the hot sun all day long until they get as hard as concrete. Once that happens, elephants and giraffe, they like to use them as a scratching post. And they'll scratch on it until it becomes nice and smooth. And once it gets smooth, antelope use them as a way to see above the tall grass. And they can get pretty tall, those termite mounds. They can get 30 feet tall. So I like to say they get as tall as a giraffe and a half. Speaking of giraffe, all these acacia trees here in the savannah are the same length underneath. And that is because the giraffe, they like to come through and graze underneath all the trees. Aren't they cute?
They're like, yo, what's up? You mind? Where are you?
Now these giraffe we are seeing are specifically the Maasai giraffe. And you can tell because their pattern kind of looks like puzzle pieces, or kind of like they've been colored outside the lines a little bit. Fingers crossed this is the last we're going to see the giraffe. Around the corner we're going to see few different antelope and some pretty cool cattle.
How about Tuesday cattle?
Oh, sorry guys.
I think gorgeous, guys. Now on the right hand side, these tiny antelope with the white underbelly we'll be seeing, those little ones laying down, those are the springbok. And the springbok, they get their name because they spring. They'll jump 6 feet up into the air and 13 feet across, and if they do that in succession, it is called prunking. And a lot of researchers don't know why they prunk. They like to think of it as a way to confuse predators, but I like to think of it as a way for them to jump for joy. But these animals with the really long horns, these are the Ankole cattle. Ankole cattle, they are also known as the Watusi. They're named after the Watusi tribe in Africa, the first people ever to
School bell, I love
domesticate
this
them.
safari.
The horns can get so large that from tip to tip it can be 6 feet across, but they're not as heavy as they look. They're full of a honeycomb type structure on the inside, layered with veins, ventricles, and blood vessels, which doubles as a personal air conditioning unit for the Watusi, where that hot blood will travel to the tip of the horn and come back down nice and cool, cooling off the cattle. On the right hand side, these gray antelope are the white bearded wildebeest. They get their name, wildebeest, from the Afrikaans word wildebeest, which translates to wild beast. They have one of the largest
another
migratory
giraffe on
patterns
the
in the
side.
world. Together, they'll travel in a
hitting him
group
with
of
his head.
1.5 million and walk for 1,000
They were fighting.
miles. Yeah, they're silly. But giraffe are the tallest land mammal. They get 20 feet tall. And they have a pretty long tongue that you can see here on your left. Their tongues are always out. Their tongues can get pretty long too, about 20 inches, and that's about the same length as your arm. But it is speculated that their tongues are blue because they're always eating. Their tongues are always out, so it helps them from getting sunburnt. And they have 7 vertebrae in their neck, and I think that's really cool because we have 7 vertebrae in ours. But my favorite thing about the giraffe is the first thing they experience at birth is gravity. There's a 6-foot drop to the ground, and that's because mom gives birth standing up. That baby can be born weighing 150 pounds and 6 feet tall. So go mom. But a group of giraffe that is just standing still is called a tower. I think it's really fitting, you know, they just tower over everything. But a group of giraffe that is moving, like a migratory giraffe, it's called a journey. So don't stop believing, we're gonna journey into elephant country.
Here we go, guys. I'm sorry.
Looks like we're getting a gorgeous view of an elephant that's right up ahead. Looks like we're in a little bit of a giraffe jam though. Get it? Now on your left hand side though, we're going to ignore this elephant for a moment. You might notice these monkey. Now these monkey are the mandrill. Mandrill are the world's most colorful monkey, known for their blue and red coloring on their face and on their bottom. Their coloring will get brighter as they get more excited, and I think that's really cool. The females are going to be much smaller than the males. They'll weigh between 25 and 30 pounds.
They're in the back.
The males will get up to 100 pounds. You can kind of see them hanging out to the far left there. Now I think we will be able to get a better view of that elephant, but my guess is that he's a male. And you can generally tell males are males because they're by themselves. They will leave their herd in their early teens, 13 or 14 years old. They just get a little too aggressive with the females and the babies. Let's see if we can get a closer look. And a few. There we go. Looks like we're getting a nice look here on your right. Is he gorgeous? Now they are the largest land mammal. Look at between 13 and 15,000 pounds. Since they do get so large, they'll eat 300 pounds of food every day and even drink 48,000 gallons of water. And he's looking a little bit dusty, and that's okay. Owls like to throw dirt and mud and dust and things like that right onto their bodies. It helps protect their skin. They have incredibly sensitive skin, even more sensitive than ours, so it acts as a natural sunscreen and a really nice insecticide too. But I think if we are lucky, up ahead we might run into a herd of elephants, and a herd usually
Hi,
consists of
everybody
all
who just
females,
joined us. I'm
led by
really
the
sorry.
matriarch.
It's bumpy,
She'll
but
have
you know how
many
this
years
is.
of knowledge have been passed down from different generations on which migratory patterns are going to be the best, which ones that are going to take them to the safest watering holes, and which ones have farms they should be avoiding. That doesn't sound good. Does anyone have any Gorilla Glue? It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's 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 fine. All right. Well, that was weird. So we're gonna go ahead and make our way through some of these red clay pits, and it seems like some elephants may have
Yeah.
been through here. There's some markings into the mud. And there's some pass marks on the right there into the clay. Elephants will eat clay. It gives them lots of vitamins and nutrients that might not get out in the
There's
wild.
another
But
elephant.
speaking of elephants, we are seeing them more often on reserves like this. And that is because 96 elephants every single day are hunted and poached for their tusks. It is an incredibly large number. It's a number that's hard to get back. And one of the reasons being is that the pregnancy of an elephant, their gestation period is about 22 months, so roughly 2 years, which is a really long time. But there is a really cool thing happening here in Africa. Elephants will unintentionally raid farmers' crops, and in return, unfortunately, the farmers hurt our friends, and of course, we do not like that. So the Disney Conservation Fund has partnered together with the Elephants and Bees Project, and together through a series of sounds that elephants make, we have learned that they are afraid
There's the baby.
of bees.
I don't know if y'all
And
can
this
see
is
it.
beneficial. We build these beehive
The baby's
fencing
right
all
there by
around
the
these
mama.
farms. And if an elephant comes and bumps into one of the fences, they're just going to go into the opposite direction. So it's a win because the farmers get to keep their crops.
the baby
We need
came
more
out.
bees. We get more bees. The bees make honey. The farmers
She's
get a
out
profit
now.
off that honey. And most importantly, our friends, they don't get hurt.
Sorry, guys.
You see how she's kind of flapping her ears? Elephants have very thin skin right behind their ears layered with veins, so when they flap their ears, it brings in all this cool air. It cools off their blood, and they can lower their internal body temperature by 15 degrees. Which is so totally cool. But I have got the next best thing to show you. It is the greater flamingo. Now, greater flamingo, they are the largest of the flamingo species and the lightest colored pink. Look at about 5 feet tall, and they get their pink color from eating their favorite food, which is brine shrimp. Brine shrimp contains something called beta-carotene, and that's the substance that turns them pink. But oddly enough, beta-carotene is also found in carrots. So friends, if you eat too many carrots, you might turn orange. Well, this group of flamingo is just a little on the smaller side. They like to stay in groups of 30,000 or more.
Oh my
But a
goodness.
group of flamingo is called a flamboyance, and I think that's very fitting.
Oh.
Now on the left, these ladies are the gorgeous southern white rhino. They're much larger than that black rhino we saw earlier, weighing about 5,000 pounds each. They get their name from the mispronunciation of the Afrikaans word white. And white, of course, does not mean white, but it does mean wide. And that's because they have a wide mouth, whereas that black rhino would have a prehensile lip. Now, rhino in general, though, are notorious for their poor eyesight. Make sure it's all the way down for me, please. They can't really see that far in front of their face, but they can hear very well. They can hear 10 miles away. Plus, they have a top speed of 35 miles an hour, and I think that is very impressive for a 5,000-pound animal, especially because they gallop. And if you don't know what galloping is, it's when they're running, all 4 legs will leave the ground at the same time, just like that of a horse. But keep a sharp eye out to the left. There are some cats that do hang around here that are a little bit hard to spot.
That's where the cheetahs are, but
Now up ahead, I can spy with my safari eye cheetah. Whoa. Go by nice and slow for you guys. Now cheetah are the fastest land mammal,
I see
reaching
it.
speeds of 65 miles an hour in 3 seconds, and that's as fast as a sports car. They are the largest cat that purr. They do not meow or roar or anything like that, but they do make a very sweet chirping noise. They've got these beautiful black stripes on their eyes because oddly enough, cheetah hunt during the daytime, and that is unusual for a predator. Predators tend to hunt at night, but since they hunt during the day, those black lines reflect the sunlight right off of their eyes. But speaking of cats, there are some cats that do like to hang around these large copy rocks where they can survey the line and kind of check out what prey's hanging them down below. And of course, I'm talking about the lion, so let's see if we can see some lion around. But on your right and your left-hand side, these cutie antelope are the waterbach. Now the waterbach, they're really cute. They have these little heart-shaped noses, but they get their name because they drink an unusual amount of water for an antelope. And they have a smelly oil that secretes from their skin, and once it gets onto their fur, it makes them waterproof. Plus they have a cute little target behind. says hi back. Looks like there's a few more friends walking around on the right hand side. Some more rhino back there. Oh yeah. Well, it looks like you're going to see a lion on the left-hand side. Now, he is doing what lions do best, sleep. They'll sleep 18 to 20 hours every day. They're, again, literally always lying around. They've got these beautiful padded paws so that when they go hunting, it makes them silent. But if you're walking around Animal Kingdom and you hear a low grumbling noise, it's not your stomach, it's not your friend's stomach, you're probably hearing a lion roar. You can hear that roar from 5 miles away. Wow. But I am about to introduce you to the loves of my life. And it's the warthog on the left-hand side. The warthog are very resourceful. They are the largest burrowing animal, and they build these burrows that you see down below, and they back their body into those burrows with their razor-sharp tusks facing forward, looking out for any predators or any unwanted guests. Their top tusks are used for digging, while their bottom tusks are used for fighting, and I think it is the cutest name ever. A group of warthog is called a sounder. Now, looks like we're going to see some more lovely ladies on the left-hand side. These are the ostrich. Ostriches are the largest bird, getting 300 pounds and 9 feet tall. And you can tell these ones here are female because they have lighter colored plumage, whereas the male color would be dark black. One must look at that southern white rhino on your right-hand side. But guys, we are going to go ahead and we're going to make our way into Magadi Glen. And Magadi Glen is our newest addition here to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and it's all thanks to donations made to the Disney Conservation Fund. And if you're out in the park and you like to donate, there are a few ways how, like after a purchase, you can round up to nearest dollar or donate on your own free time. I try to as much as I can, honestly, because Disney will match your donation 100%. And all of the proceeds go to helping animals you've seen here today and helping animals that are out in the wild. And it's totally helps because every animal we are seeing here today are endangered in one shape, way, or another. And a good example is the bontebok. Now, unfortunately, we did not get to see the bontebok today. They are these small antelope, though, that in the early 1920s, there was only 17 of them left in existence. There was only 17 of them alive. Now, they were not going to be found in the wild. They're only going to be found on reserves like this. But thankfully, thanks to reserves like this, there's now over 4,000.
Oh, wow.
But it looks like on the right-hand side, we're going to drive by a few feathered friends. You might notice them hanging around this water. I'll have to go by slow so everyone can see. These are the yellow-billed stork. They have a 5-foot wingspan, and they are carnivorous, so they'll eat anything that fits the bill, like snakes, frogs, lizards, fish, rodents, bugs, and other small birds. Yay! With that, guys, unfortunately, our safari has come to an end. Did you guys have a good time?
Yay!
Yeah. What's your favorite animal you guys got to see? Elephant, giraffe, lion,
Tiger,
cheetah,
bears,
warthog. Nobody for the warthog? That's okay. Now, guys, there is a really cool quote. There's a wise man once said, "Humans, we do protect the things that we love." And it is true, and here in Harambe, we do love these animals, and I hope you guys can learn to love them a little bit more just like we do. In Harambe, in Swahili, it does need to come together. That's what we do. We come together to protect these animals. And, you know, you don't have to donate. There's other things you can do, even at home in your own backyard. Like even just planting some flowers. That, believe it or not, helps tremendously. There's another really cool quote that you might see in Gorilla Falls if you head on over there today. It's we don't borrow the earth from our parents, we inherit it from our children.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna go over to Expedition Everest,
we are the
see how long the wait time is, and then we're gonna leave here and go to Hollywood Studios. So I'm gonna sign off, and we will see you guys soon. Thanks so much.
Once again, my name is Ash, and it has been my absolute pleasure to take you out onto the Harambe Wildlife